What's up, Rockstars? Today I have another late unboxing for you because I always get things last. However, I got Lobotomy 2 right here, ready to unbox. I'm super excited about it. Real quick though, before we do it, I have an announcement. Thank you to my channel sponsor Into the AM. As a company that believes hard work and a great product is a proper way to conduct business, I am delighted to have them as part of the channel. They have some of the coolest graphic t-shirts around and an absolute best fit and feel that has continually exceeded my expectations. With new shirts arriving all the time and other products like boxers, hats, and even a monthly shirt club, I wholeheartedly recommend them to you. Check out the link in my description of this video for an exclusive 10% off everything they sell. As you guys well know, I have a fundraiser going on. That's of course linked down below. Thank you so much for helping keep this channel community focused and community run. It's greatly appreciated. One thing that already did come is this new chair. You will not hear any squeaking sounds anymore from my chair, and my butt won't be sitting on a metal bar. So we all win there. My butt wins, you guys win, your ears win, all sorts of body parts win. Let's go ahead and stop that conversation and get to Lobotomy. But no, seriously, I really do appreciate it. You know, stuff like computer chairs, they're really expensive if you get nice ones, and stuff like a fundraiser where an influx of money comes in definitely helps with stuff like that. Of course, future trips to Gen Con, other places, maybe Europe, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that could really be beneficial there. So it is really appreciated. Thank you again so much, guys, for making the way I run this channel possible. I really do appreciate that. For backing games like this. I'm excited about this one too. Alright, so we got the Criminally Insane character pack here. I believe this actually came with it, I believe. I don't think this was like an extra purchase per se, but it is a lot of fun. Maybe this was the old one, I don't know, but you can see there's a lot of pop culture references. It's a very silly game, Okay, so right off the bat, either I'm an idiot and just opened this backwards, but I think they put this upside down. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna check the bottom of this box now to really kind of, yeah, I mean that's the bottom of the box. And the invoice and all that is right side up right now, so yeah, that's odd. However, the box seems well put. It was packaged quite well. A little bit of give, not too much. This is cushioned. Doesn't look like anything's been really popped or anything like that, so that's good. Let's go ahead and I think what I'm gonna have to do is put it sideways. Ooh, wow! Did you hear that? I bet you did. Sorry, all headphone users. Okay, and then maybe I can just. Whoop! Popped one. Let's just pull this out. Get a little bit of a leeway there. There we go. Get a little bit of wiggle room. Boom. And there we are. Alright, let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? Can you and your friends escape the horrors of the asylum crawler? This asylum crawler. Ages 14 plus. It's Lobotomy 2 Manhunt. This is by Titanforge. I know them best of all from their STL efforts, their Patreon and 3D print extravaganza, really. They're major players in that. But it's awesome that they have decided to have a little fun creating a board game as well. A few of my patrons have already played this, and from what they say, it is definitely something that can hit the table as being a fun game that there's not too much fuss about it, right? When it comes to tabling it and getting people engaged with it and stuff like that. And that sounds awesome to me. You know, one of the reasons I think Zombicide does so well is because of that. A lot of people gripe that it's not like, oh, you know, it's not going to win a Game of the Year award by any kind of major critic or anything like that. It's not, you know, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like the difference between like an Oscar winning or an Emmy, I don't know what all those things are. You know, a critically acclaimed movie versus something that's just freaking fun to watch, like John Wick or something like that, right? This is the John Wick of board games, is what I've heard. So that is not a review. That's just me talking. Okay, so a little bit of a box damage right here. Nothing too bad there. Really like this box art. So a few things that are going for it. First of all, like the font differences are nice. Like, I like the kind of stamped versus, like, you know, slasher-esque kind of characters here. The white and red, great combo. Very stark difference. The skull taking up over half of it with then the lobotomy to manhunt. The 2 is out of the syringes. It's to the upper left of the box. I really dig that. But look at the people running away through the like jawline there. Just a lot of this was done really well. The asylum kind of in the background. I really dig this. Like, I would be drawn to this instantly on a shelf. So if you're anything like me, this is something that would just grab me. Really do like the look of this. More than 90% of my games that I own, in my opinion. It looks great. It looks like it continues on to the back here, so it's kind of one big image. Then on the back, it is a little bit more boring, perhaps. The slanted text, I'm really digging. You saw that a little bit in the like 2 to 5 players as well. But I do really dig this kind of like off-kilter thing. I think it really helps with that. Though then they are, you know, kind of more organized here. It just shows minis, including the sexy Gandalf, which I'm excited about. But it's just minis, not no like game or anything like that. I appreciate the focus on minis. Obviously, Titan Forge focuses on minis themselves. But yeah, I'd like to perhaps see the game. Like, what is this game going to play like? I don't know, right? Like, show me game tiles, show me a game in session, as it were. That's what I would prefer. This just, again, if I'm looking at it, I was drawn in by the box. I'm not sure this would sell me. Personal opinion. All right, moving on from that. Ooh, it's a spider. Okay, so let's go ahead. Box opens up very easily. Love the black. This does not cost a lot. I've talked to several developers, and it's really a very, very minor upgrade when it comes to cost. Like we're talking like a very, very small amount per copy. And it gives it such a nice, clean look. My opinion, especially with the white here, I really do like that. I think that's great. So for glue jobs, I would say this is actually fantastic. It looks straight. I really dig that. It doesn't look slanted or anything like that. I'm not really seeing, like, the corners are perfect. This is one of the best glue jobs I have seen. There's maybe a little bit extra right here. There's a tiny bit right there. But you can see these lines here. I mean, this is actually, not to nerd out over the glue job, but this is pretty darn good, guys. Very impressed. You can see the wrap change here, the little line here, and it's a hard line. It would have been nice to kind of blend that in a little bit, perhaps. But it is nicely kind of right there in the corner, maybe a little off, but just ever so slightly. Level the scribble on this. Everything, though, is level. I mean, really good. And you can feel, well, you can't feel, but you can probably see the linen finish on here. Probably more on the red than anything, or when it reflects the light a little bit, you can kind of see it, but it's not super shiny, which I appreciate as well. Okay, packed to the rim, at least without tokens punched. So that is obviously the main thing here, right? Is a lot of times these are packed really, really well, but then they kind of get a little loosey-goosey when you store it. So we'll see. I'll take a look at that. One thing to say is, if you are somebody who takes everything very seriously, this is not a game for you. You can't look at this and be like, oh my gosh, guys, that's so serious. I don't know how I feel about this. The mental illness is a serious issue. It is. I get it. This is a game to have fun, and it's very much like that. So it lets you know, I guess, right off the bat. But you're the one that put Lobotomy to manhunt and bought it. So they're assuming you're okay with the patient with a lot of pills. I don't know what this is. What is this? This is not the rulebook. Table of contents, setting up the nightmare, and then chapters. Okay, so this is like a storybook. Is that it? The Daily Nightmare game is a way to experience Lobotomy 2 Manhunt with a series of smaller scenarios called Nightmares designed to let the players experience a more randomized, free-form battle against evil without the strict format of a full campaign scenario. Sweet. Dig it. Love it. Alternate stuff is cool. I don't like the size of this. I understand it helps fill the box. I get that. I don't care about filling the box though. You could put a little piece of cardboard and, like fill it up too if you really want. So that's not too bad. But like, you don't want this anywhere close to your table. I feel like it's too floppy. I'm not down with the floppiness. Like, this is unwieldy. In my opinion, it's hard to read. To grab it, I'm like, really, it's pouring out over on either side. Only this part's readable. I'm hitting the camera. I'm so upset. Let's see. I do like the setup here. I like the highlight of the items. Sometimes stuff like finding doors and windows and stuff like that in games can be kind of hard. So I do really do that. It does have a key legend here. In case you forget, it looks like that might just be the first one it shows you. So otherwise, you're just going to have to know. Which is fine too, of course. Looks like there's a little bit of story. Actually, yeah, there's a fair bit of story. Daddy's Boy. I don't know how I feel about that. Some different artwork here. That's kind of cool. I dig that. This is all Chapter A, Chapter B. This is all the story stuff. I'm not reading this. I guess you can pause and read if you want. I don't know. None of this makes any sense to me. So, I really like the headers are super obvious. The spoken like fluff text is red and italicized. I do appreciate that. It makes it very easy to know what's what. All the stuff on the front end or first and second column. If it does change chapters, I dig that. So yeah, that's interesting. That's cool. I don't know where all the other map stuff is, and then they have a final one. See, this happens a lot, right? Like if there's something here, I would have liked some art here. In my opinion, I would have liked some art. This is fine. It's actually kind of cool. You can see like the partial thumbprints and stuff like that. Like very cool texture, and that's the route, right? You can see the thumbprint here and here as well, but you don't notice it too much. But yeah, crisp wording. Like the lettering is crisp. So it's easy to read. Looks nice. I dig it. I did that. Looks like there's some kind of coloration key as well. Be kind of interesting to see. I don't know. I don't trust my colors too well, but hopefully it's pretty readable here. And then right here, this is cool. Sincere thank you to all backers who helped bring this project to life. You're welcome. Special thanks to Judgment Day for his dedication to overseeing the works of his on this rule book, the scenario book, the Daily Nightmare, and all the contributors to Lobotomy's lore and gameplay. Very cool. I dig it. Okay. And E-Star made this, so keep that in mind as well. All right. Interesting that they didn't 3D print it or anything like that, right? Okay, so we got the rule book here. And again, I don't like the size of this rule book at all. This is much firmer. It actually has a binding here, some glue versus some staples. So kind of interesting that that's a separate thing. Same thing here. It looks like the exact same back, but obviously a different background color. Okay, we got more pills. Now this does not open very well. I can tell you that right now. That's fine. Let's see. We got a table of contents. Do we have an index? I'm going to assume not. Nope, no index. Let's see, effects, keywords, dig all that, but yep, no index at all. That is unfortunate. We have over 30 pages here. It would have been nice to have an index to kind of lay everything out. Yeah, this does not open well. Dear Lord. Come on. Okay, so there's the first, like just, I don't know, the binding's too tight or something. I feel like I have to like fold it almost. It does have a table of contents at least, better than nothing. Game components. I really do like the amount of things. Oh, I don't know. Do we only get one? 1d6? I guess we'll see. 9 bosses. So you get like the count plus a picture plus the name. I do appreciate that. What I don't like seeing is a little explanation on each one. I'm fine with that, kind of. But at the end of the day, I worry that there is something mentioned here that isn't mentioned elsewhere, and I would never think to look at game components for a glossary, which is really what I think you're trying to do here, is a glossary of things. This can help prime you into reading things, if done correctly, perhaps. But yeah, I don't know. The problem is the heading, right? Like, this would be a great glossary. Oh, what are the wound tokens? They're used to track the number of wounds suffered by a character or a monster. Okay, I mean, that's obvious, but still great to know. great as a glossary, but it's not titled glossary. It's titled game components. So let's keep that separate. I feel that would be more helpful. Let's see. Players and characters, what type of game to play, introductory scenario, modifying game difficulty, setting up the game, very obviously where all the numbers are and stuff like that are letters in this case. I appreciate that. Setting up the hunt track. Again, it looks like we got some arrows to kind of show how things go. General layouts of stuff. I appreciate that. Line of sight early. That's nice. Key concepts. This is a nice little section here. I imagine we'll be referring to this quite often. So that's nice to see. Oh my goodness, look at all that. Yep, it's a board game. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Let's see, still key. I don't know. If you have that many key concepts, that's a lot of key concepts. Jeez, that's like 4, 5, 6 pages of key concepts. I don't know how I feel about that. Reading the cards is how long? Reading the cards is an interesting title to this. I don't know. There are things I like. I really like the color usage and the different, headings, and like you don't just have one heading. You have like an H1 and H2 and H3, H4, stuff like that. Bulleted lists, lots of arrows and examples. I dig all that. Sure. And this is kind of your lookup thing that again doesn't open well, and let's see, looks like you really have to kind of fold this in, and that I think helps a little bit. And then this should just you can't fold that like you can this. Oh well, anyway, I hit or miss. I think I would rate it, I don't know. I feel that's almost a little below average. I haven't read it yet, but it looks like it won't be the easiest read per se. Wow, this is thick. This is a big book. A lot more than I thought. That is for sure. Again, probably same back. Yep. And take a look at the back. Okay, another blank page. Again, some art would have... Like, why not put that here and get rid of the one last page? Why can't that be here? Why does this have to... Wait. What? What is going on? They forgot what duplex was halfway through. Okay, so again, I don't like this folding of the front page like that. Table contents. All right, there's a lot here, obviously. Over 80 pages. I like this little guy. All right, so looks like you have some rules of campaign play at the beginning. I'm not sure. I don't like that. I would prefer all rules to be in the rulebook. If you want to repeat it here, that's fine, I guess. But I want to find every single rule I could possibly need in the rulebook, not have to try and guess what it's in. Is it in here? Is it in here? I don't know. That's my preference here. But it looks like this is all 2-page. I do love these headings and the different colors and stuff like that. That's really nice. But let me get to the... Dear Lord. Come on now. Okay, yeah, so remember it said like 80. Is this like a combined thing? So there's 81, and that's, I think, where the table of contents ended, right? So what happens after this? Reference card. Wait. What? That's not a card? This is a printed... What? I don't... Why? Why is this... Is this so you could scan? What is this? Well, I am so confused right now. I have a lot of games, guys. I've not seen this before. Like, this almost feels like this was for the printers to do something else with. And they were like, oh, we thought you wanted to print that in the book. These reference cards. Am I supposed to cut this out? Like, what it... Anyway, okay, that's something. Yeah, there's some... This has been an adventure, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at all those tokens. Wow. Okay, well, let's get started on that. So many contact symbols invading my dreams. Am I going insane or is it a message? We're breaking the fourth wall here, are we? Ooh, look at the game tiles. That's exciting. Look at my camera and light and the reflection. All right, let's open this up. I like that this is wrapped because it means that I'm probably have all of mine. If it's not, then often you'll get not often, but sometimes you'll get a missing. Like either you won't have all of them or have a repeat of one or whatever. This keeps it as just one item. Here's the token. It's one thing. It's all or nothing pretty much. Okay, well, let's see how many. It looks like all the rest of these are map tiles. So we will take a look at the map tiles after the tokens. You can hear the linen finish on these. Not super shiny. I do appreciate that. I really do, actually. It's definitely my preferred form of linen finish. So it is E-Star, which means it's not the best quality. They're certainly not top tier, though they're not as bad as they used to be either. They used to be kind of like, I'd pick any company over them, but they seem to do a fairly decent job more often than not. Quite squishy, even these smaller tokens. Often the smaller tokens, let me try a really small one, feel a little bit more firm, right? Because they're just a little bit more compact. But I'm getting quite a bit of a squish here. So when you push in, you can feel it actually shrink, which means that there's actually a fair bit of air in here. It's not tightly packed. By comparison, like monolith tiles and like Conan or Batman or something like that, they almost feel like wood. They're not wood, but they almost feel like it. They're just so dense. This is not that. So not the best there. That being said, the print on it seems quite good. I'm not getting any real visible like white peeling or anything like that. This is on the hard edge here. Often you'll get that, which, I mean, it's fine. It just means that the game will very much look played fairly early. This actually looks like it'll stand the test of time. And like I said, I like the linen as well. Let's go ahead and I imagine each of these, if I do it right here, this one is obviously the like lesser one. This is the ending one where it kind of just hangs there or whatever. That being said, I'm not really seeing any potential for peeling. Sometimes if the tag is too strong, you go to like pull it and it starts to like peel away. If so, ideally on this part and not on the part you need. So I'm going to do a reverse punch like some freak. See how that works. It works just fine. Still hangs on the tag. The tag is obviously visible. This little white tuft here, but not too bad. The actual printing of it, by the way, everything has, it's all in white, and it has this like deep drop shadow. Like it looks like everything kind of has that. So it makes it very visible on a fairly dark background. All the backgrounds are fairly dark, which means it's highly readable. I dig it. That looks nice. Okay, so I think that's, do we have anything else? I do kind of appreciate the little fourth wall break there. Looks like we've got a few different shapes. Nothing major though. Nothing big. Punches out just fine. This, I don't know, this almost feels better to me than these round tokens. No, it's the same. It's the same. Yeah, it's kind of a ugly brown, in my opinion, but, you know, whatever. Like, this is more interesting. But, seems to punch out fine. Oh, look, another one here. If you're here, then who keeps the beast in chains? I don't know. Is this place, is it even real? No, we're all in the Matrix. Well, dun, 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 right, isn't that the thing? This is freaking sweet. Like, I want that on a shirt. Into the AM. Make that a shirt. By the way, there's a link down below. They're a channel sponsor. They make great shirts. Kind of like this. Okay, push that back in there. That's probably the biggest token here. And again, really only 2 tags. Offset, which is kind of interesting. And then a long, skinny one. Why not? Punched out just fine. I think we're good. All right, that's enough tokens. Nobody cares. Throw that on there. But, you know, and this is one of the things. I'm going to see if there's any spot to put that in the storage. But either way, all that space is now going to be gone, right? So a lot of times they make these boxes for shipping and not necessarily for storage. All right, so right off the bat, I can say that I do really like the art style. It's very cool. It's very kind of cartoony. Also, each of these looks like it has a little name, which is kind of neat. Now, it is only one side. It's not repeated on every corner. So there's definitely a right side up, and that's through this text here. Maybe that's helpful, though. I don't know. It is pretty bendy. It's actually quite bendy. And again, that's that kind of East Dark cardboard quality. It's very, it feels retail, if that makes sense. It's certainly not a premium thing, though the linen finish is actually quite nice. It is double-sided, and the coloration looks fantastic. The nice contrast here, the bright yellow and orange and red of the fire, all that looks great, mixed in with the green and the kind of the purplish blue here, and the kind of beige tan stuff there, and just it looks good. I dig it. I think this looks great. This is kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel, and I guess we'll play it here soon, but like corners of walls coming into these obvious grid lines here. You're obviously basing this off of a square system, right? Where everything is squared. It's like built on a Minecraft, right? And so this is 4 squares big. But is it 4 squares? Because this, like, which side is this on? Like, what is this grid here compared to this image? I don't know. It doesn't inherently follow that. Like, this one's a little bit closer, and notice custom shapes too. So there are some custom shapes. It's not just squares. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. That's an oddity there. And notice the doors are permanently on there, and they're permanently showing open. Now, that mean a token can't change that, but it is kind of interesting. Love the claw marks on there. Also, this looks like it's probably scaled pretty well. A lot of times, this is obviously digital art. You can just tell by the style. But often with the digital art, first of all, they'll take something and kind of copy-paste it everywhere. But then also what they'll do is they'll have it the wrong thing. So a car will actually be like that big. So then when your mini's there, your mini's the size of the card, and it just looks stupid, in my opinion. It looks like there might be some, you know, I don't know. No, this glass here and this glass here are different by the looks of it. That looks like a different thing, so they didn't just copy-paste it there. So if they did do any copy-pasting, they were smart enough not to do it right next to each other, really. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm not sure if they will or not. There's some symbols kind of pre-built on this as well. Kind of interesting. Alright. Wherever you are. Come out wherever you are. Okay, well, you don't have to boss me. Anyway, this looks good. You definitely go there. That's where the guns are. Lots of blood and stuff like that. Nothing good there. Monsters are real. That's no fun. Yeah, don't play hopscotch in blood. Ghosts are real. Well, alright, I guess. Alright, does that mean ghosts aren't monsters? Are they separate? No more pain? Oh, that's good. I guess. I don't know. I really like this. There's a large variety of feel between them. Some outside, some inside. Fairly grisly, for sure. Definitely on the grisly part of things. Yeah, looks cool. I like this one. It's all round. That's kind of neat. And kind of like weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel. Like, because all this means is like their bathroom is huge compared to like... Is there even a kitchen? I don't know. Looks like you could go up. Is there another one for a second story? That would have been interesting. Like a tower. I know Conan had something like that. Doesn't look like it though. Alright, well, you know, these are cool. I dig them. And they're just these big squares, so easy to set up. Alright, is it all minis? Is that all that's left? Surely there are cards and tokens and stuff. So there's a lot of repeats there. We'll take a look at these. For sure. Yes, okay. Here's the other stuff. Baggies! Look, I just got done putting up Anthrop Odyssey for the first time back into the box. And yeah, I had to use my own baggies for the tokens. Like, if you're not supplying a spot for the tokens, at least give me baggies. These do not cost a lot. These seem actually quite nice. They're quite thick, and they do have the hole so they won't keep air in, which are nice things to have in general if you're wanting them to store tokens. Look at these 2 little draw bags here. Kind of interesting. The coloration looks good. The print on is okay. It's not quite iron-on, but it's pretty close in my opinion. And it's very much a finger thing. It's not very deep, and you can't stick your whole hand in there. Often, if it is a bag and it's like deeper, I feel like you should have to put your whole hand in there, but then you can't, right? But this, I think, is very obviously, it knows what it is, right? With how deep it is, that you just stick your fingers in there and get it. In which case, I think that's quite nice. It does, to me, look like this is lower than this. You see right here, the measurement here from the bottom of the circle to the bottom of the circle here is different. So this should be higher up, or this should be lower. I think this one's more centered. I think this one was printed low. So that's unfortunate, and it is only on one side, so it is quite easy to like have the back side, but at least they're color coordinated as well, so that helps. I dig that. Also, I don't know what I feel about orange string on red, black on black, but then we don't get red on red, we get orange on red, which is kind of weird, but whatever. All about consistency though. Okay, so here we have some more storage, and we'll look at the minis later. It does look like this was somehow smashed in here. That's kind of interesting. I think it's partly because it's just so thin, but there's nothing really to push in on that, so I'm not sure exactly how that happened. Let's go ahead and take a look at things here. So there's that. This is on the cheaper side. It is quite skinny, which hence why it breaks fairly easily. And there are no dimples to like hold stuff down. It looks like it doesn't really need that, and in fact these might be lock-in. Hopefully not. For the love of God, please don't be lock-in. No, they're not. Okay, pass that test. Lock-in, what I mean by that is a lot of times they'll make the plastic have these little lips that like you push through, but then it's hard to pull back out. And what that does is it rubs off any paint you put, anywhere it touches, right? But this does have little finger things, which I appreciate. Just have this little bit here that I think often helps it fit one way, but perhaps not. I'm not quite sure. But it does have these, it looks like a little bit of a lock-in. So I didn't really feel that right here. So this little inlet right here, same kind of thing. It's a little tiny inlet that's supposed to fit on the other side of this and just kind of lock in there. But I didn't really feel like it was really locked. If it is, it's very minor. I'm sure it's enough for its purpose, but just as an FYI. They did add a silica packet. I appreciate that. Should just throw that in there. My understanding is that these do not last forever, but I mean, you get them so often. Honestly, it's not a bad idea to. I would almost invest in these and throw them in my box every so often if I lived in a state that had any sort of humidity, but I'm in Idaho and it's all dry as anything here. We do have quite a few cards, and it looks like maybe some storage below for some tokens. Maybe that's what they're intending there. If so, that's not a great intention, and that's not even thick enough. So I don't know how they decide to do that or not. Let's see, story event. We're just going to look at this top one here. It looks like it's, at least for this one, it's just nothing's happening there. So that's probably a bad example. I wonder if this is a better example. There's a disorder OCD. Keys to hell. Opening doors do not cost a movement point. Add 1 star to all search tests. That's kind of interesting. Elite monster. All right, we're gonna have to open these up. Looks like they're mixed. I was hoping to see like a story event that I could see without opening, but it looks like we're just gonna have to keep opening everything. So let's go ahead and do that. We're just gonna open it all and then forget where each pack went. Ideally, that's how you're, I think, supposed to do it, right? That's how I do it anyway. Are there any under here? There are some more hidden cards under here. And since I'm using my knife, we may as well. Oh, wait, don't need to. All right, cool. All right, move aside. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is weird. So everything else tends to have like a very obvious, back to it. And then you got this. Like, what the heck is that? What am I supposed to do with that? I don't know. You can see some of the card difference here, just on the side. That's kind of funny. Okay, I can tell you right now, these are super skinny. Oh my gosh. These are very, very skinny. They don't feel like paper at all. Let me zoom in a little bit. But yeah, quite skinny. That being said, fairly rigid. However, I feel, yeah, it's just going to keep it. This is not good quality. You you might want to look into sleeving. That being said, it will break the storage. So that's definitely not fitting a whole bunch of sleeved cards. The coloration's good. I dig that. It's very smooth. It's weird that all the cardboard is so linen, and then they didn't linen the cards as well. I feel that would have fit more, but I think they definitely cheaped out on this. Yeah, it's probably never going to be perfectly flat again. So anyway, these disorders are cool. You got a passive and an active on each one, so I kind of dig that. So you get a fair selection of them here too. And then here we have disorders as well. I think these are positive disorders and bad disorders, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, schizophrenia, OCD. So these are like classes. Are these just class cards? Is that what this is? I dig that. I can get behind that. Okay, what is this? Fresh meat. Daily nightmare scenario. Interesting. Let's see. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 6, day 10. Difficulty modifiers. That's kind of cool. They have cards that can do them. So you can kind of say, all right, let's go ahead and draw 2 difficulty modifiers, but you don't know which 2 they're even going to be. I can kind of dig that. That's kind of cool. No separators that I can see, so they're just going to be stacked on top of each other. It is what it is, I suppose. But they are not separate or anything like that. I feel like they could have done that pretty easily. Okay, so this looks like more disorders. Disorder aggression. Wait, is this disorder OCD? And that's, wait. This is disorder OCD. Okay, so they're not really I don't know what's going on. I'll figure it out. Anyway, there's a lot of those. And then this is, so that's just, yeah. No, that's weird. Let's see, anxiety, neurosis, and aggression. And then it looks like it goes from that to items. Interesting. And again, kind of weird that you can't separate it there. What I would do, again, maybe this is dumb, is at least keep all of those the same and take out these. That'd be my thoughts. I mean, heck, what the heck do I know? I don't know. Apparently nothing. Looks like that matches that. So we'll see here. This is just items, anything from Sandals of Hermes, Scales of the Apocalypse, a Century Gun, Shield of Leadership. I dig that. Mechanical Arm, Landmines, Lucky Charms, Mask of the Devil. These are fun. I dig that. That's kind of cool. Alright. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see if we can't break this organization more. Gosh, man, these are so skinny, though. That's such a huge bummer. We just need to see the player cards. All right, so this is more of the same stuff here by the looks of it. Yep, Wendigo boss card. Okay. Are these all boss cards? No. They just look the same? At least make them, like, look different. What the heck? Like, how am I supposed to know? Okay, that's a boss card. And that's a boss card. Okay. There we go. So this is all this. Okay. There we go. So we got that. Now we have boss cards. And then here we have intro scenarios. These are the scenario cards. Again, more things to kind of read and set up here. Kind of interesting. Looks like it kind of flows in a certain order. Very big and bold where you're supposed to go. I dig that. I think that's nice to kind of spell out. Very obvious what's it trying to tell you to do, essentially. From what I heard, because I complain about how these are packaged a lot, is not every manufacturer gives you much control over how they organize the cards. Because I know some are like, even like intermix them, and they're all kinds of weird and stuff like that. So this, ideally, I think, goes here like that. We have these different events here. Okay, just like spawn and stuff like that. Spawn, again, it has a little symbol there that you saw. Yeah, all these are the spawn cards here. And then this are Elite Monsters Memories. And then here are elite monsters. So let's go ahead and keep the elite monsters with these spawn cards here, I feel. And then these memories can come in, I don't know, later, I guess. And then why not? We'll put that in there too. Okay, so now I have all these different decks. I don't know if they'll fit in. It looks like they're all even custom like thickness, which is kind of weird. It looks like this is probably my thickest deck. Followed by this one, which looks like it could go in right there. Followed by this one, looks like it could go in right there, just barely. And then, oh shoot, I forgot. Wait, is there more here? Gosh darn it. No! Oh man. Oh man. That fits fine. Yeah, that seems like a better organization to me. So, they all fit in there fairly okay. I'm alright with that anyway. And these will just kind of go in there. So the equipment spills out a little bit. Maybe I'll put something else in there. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's find out. Ugh, alright. Lots of different weapons and stuff like that. Brutality Blade. I love that. Just finished. That almost looks like a Chaos Blade. I just got done with Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok was great. I actually got the platinum of it. Sword of Light. I dig that. A Viking Axe. Alright. X-Bow. Straight Jacket. Basic Equipment. Courier's Lost Package. What are you, Snake? Crusader Shield. Dog Grapple. Flashbang. Gas Cylinder. Holy Hand Grenade. Kevlar Vest. Wow. Alright. That's wild and crazy. Okay. All that can go there. That's fine. I wonder how different these are. Oh no, that's definitely the bigger deck. Alright. We'll keep it like that. We'll keep it like that. Alright, this is it besides minis and then the little small expansion, which is just a character pack. I think we've done a pretty thorough unboxing. Alright, so here we have boss monsters and characters. Okay. So obviously you'll get the reference to a lot of them, I imagine. This, I believe, is just a skinny. But as a, you know, it's not a card you might shuffle or, you know, really rifle through or hold much. So that's a little bit fine. Just have disorders, basic stats, a little custom quest, their health, and then some other things you can do here. I am the danger, right? I love it. This is how we sell. Demi Hawkins, again, you'll see kind of the obvious, I think. Ian McFellow, I love it. Quest is to die one time. Get it? Because like Gandalf, okay. That's great. I dig that. These are awesome. I really do appreciate that. And there's a version of these as well. There's Wicked Jimmy, Insane. So you can go insane. Oh, look at that. They can get together. I dig it. And that might give you an idea of what they're actually doing anyway. Like who they are. Like you might not get that one, but I think you'll get it now, right? Because the background changed. So that's kind of cool. I dig that. That's cool. Then we have the bosses, quite a few different ones. This is a good selection for a core box. My goodness. That's nice. I dig that. No front and back. Either way, looks good. The text is a little small, I feel. A little small. Okay, so that goes there. Alright. Let's take a look at minis. Starting with the heroes. Okay, so this is definitely locked on more, I feel. Almost to a silly degree. There we are. My goodness. Alright guys, we gotta start with Sexy Gandalf, right? That is required. Oh dear lord. Are they locking? Oh, they are. They ruined it. Okay, so I'm trying to take them out. You can lift the whole tray with them. I absolutely hate this. So, I don't know if they're all super locked in. No, they are not. So it didn't work anyway. Get in there. You're supposed to be locked in. You gonna fall on now? You guys, look at you. So I wanted to show the bag. Let me go ahead and pull them out anyway. So that is, let me zoom in. Right here, you can kind of see the little light shining there. This little, it's like a triangle, so it comes out and then goes in. And so you kind of push on that, and then when you pull it out, that's kind of holding onto it, this little pressure point here. And it'll ruin any paint job you put on the rim of that. That's an FYI. But the better way to solve this, put dimples on this. So when this is on here, first of all, it locks in, but there's a little kind of divot on here that pushes down on it and keeps it in place. There's no need to do the snap in there. It's easy enough just to put a little ball there to hold it in there. All right, but we got it, that's fine. And sure enough, his broom is very, very bent. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's obviously not supposed to be that way. I guess his whole hand is wrong, perhaps? Though it looks pretty right there. Like it almost feels like, I don't know, like this is, like how could that even be straight? It's attached to the base. Unless it wasn't supposed to attach there. I'm not exactly sure. That's kind of a bummer. Either way, that just looks silly, so I'm going to have to fix that somehow. All PVC and fairly cheaply made too, and that it's a single cast. So it's cheaply, as in it doesn't cost them a lot to make it. Because really what makes it is multiple pieces, or large pieces, use more of steel molds. The steel molds cost a lot of money, thousands. They filled in his cape, but I think they did a pretty good job of it. It looks pretty legitimate. I'm happy with it. I'm fine with that. His sleeves do look slightly separate. I dig that. I like his hat. I don't think that is on, I think that's on purpose. I don't think it's just some nasty mold line. You can always check. I do like that sound you get. That is awesome. On the broom on the top there, the texture there looks great. The hair, all that looks awesome. I like the little belly button. This is cool. There is a little runner line here. There's a little bit of a mold line. Not too bad. Kind of goes up there. And the fingers are nice. Yeah, a ton of characters. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the core box. Take note, come on. 9 characters in the core box. This one's fun. I dig this. I like her hairstyle. That's just fun. And then it looks like she's like ready to actually play a game of like checkers or something like that. Again, single mold. Just kind of done on the cheap there, which I think works. I really like these handbag strings. Like that looks great there. Actually, that looks awesome. That looks really good. Love the stuff poking out. So she's ready for a good time. I like that. She's gonna have a party or something. Ah, yes, love the just the flow of this is really nice. Again, single cast. You can tell it's flat, so it can just clasp. It's like an ice cube tray. But this looks good. It's got a lot of nice motion. I really do love the hand there. One thing I will say is I feel like the hands are not created exactly equal. And that first of all, the detail in the fingers here aren't that great. But his hand looks so much larger. To me, anyway. I think it looks larger. And I get this often with fists, where I feel the fists are a little bit too small. Love the high collar. The separation here. I love that he's barefoot. That's great. Alright, next up. Yep, this is great. Love that he has this puppy. I'm so glad the puppy's alright. Again, these like runner marks are pretty obvious. When you paint it, it would be fine. And it looks like the bases do wobble a little bit there. That's definitely a wobble. You can even stick this all the way down and not bother because it's kind of warped up there. And that happens very often when they do it cheap like this, where the base is actually part of the mini. Because then when it shrinks and molds and stuff like that, it's a lot thicker and it's this flat surface. It never does as well. You often get this when they're printed as one thing, but that is unfortunate for sure. I feel that's a bummer. It is kind of interesting that that Titan Forge went with E-Star, who are not known for making the best stuff ever. And gosh, these snap-in trays, I swear, I hate them. Okay. Let's see. I do like the handle here. I think that's good. They did fill it in a little bit, but it's not too bad. This looks good. It looks fairly flat, so I dig that. The suitcase looks good. It's attached in, I think, in an okay way. It is definitely clipping through him. You can kind of see it right here, where it actually almost gets completely smooth as it like warps through his pants. A lot of companies do this, not just E-Star, where they make their Mini obviously in 3D, but the 3D doesn't have any like physics collision or anything like that. So if you want to like push a suitcase into the leg, there's nothing stopping you from pushing it right through his chest. I mean, it's just whatever. It's that the artist should see it, and I feel like the artist should have seen this and angled this to a way to where it wasn't. Now, often, maybe it was originally, and then the manufacturer's like, oh, we can't put it that way, we're going to move it a little bit, which is fine, but then move it out a little bit, so it's not really digging into his leg. At this point, this man needs surgery, and he may never walk again. And that's unfortunate. I'm also barefoot. In fact, aren't they all barefoot? Wouldn't that be interesting? Are they all barefoot? Nope, she has shoes. Drats. That would actually have been kind of cool. Okay, next up, we have this one, which is a lot of fun. I love her little lasso of not truth here. The hair looks fantastic. That looks great. I really dig that hair. Again, this mold line / runner mark. Very, very noticeable on the Mini. There's even like the detail in the neck and stuff. The muscle definition looks good. The knees look good. Overall, I mean, again, toes look good. This is some pretty good detail work here. This didn't taper down, but it's not the worst fill either. So that's fun too. We got 3 more heroes. Here's another one here. This is the 11 character. And again, a very cool pose. I love the feet kind of angled in there with the knee bent here. The swoosh out as they move their arm back. You can see that it's doing that, and their arm forward, so you can see it's doing that. I love the neck out too. That's really cool. It looks like it was sculpted actually quite well with that too. So I dig that. That's cool. That's a cool one. All right, love the wrench. Look at that. That is a great sculpt for wrench too. I do really dig that. Now, and this is something E-Star struggles with, whereas other companies don't, but they can't really separate their fingers. And so you always get these mitten hands. So everybody holds their hand like this, like no matter what. That's what your hand is. Because that seems to be the only thing they're comfortable doing. Facial structure looks good. I really do dig that. The ears actually look quite well developed. And sculpted nicely. I love the super baggy pants that this person has too, by the way. And again, this wobble is really, really bad and super disappointing. Alright, just because, I mean, it just, every time you go to pick up the Mini and it wobbles, it just feels cheap. It just feels cheap. Again, muscle definition's good. That runner stuff, man, I tell you what, that shows up. The bat actually looks great. I really do dig that. Again, hair looks good. That's been a very consistent thing here. I love the kind of the rope tied right here. What is that? Just a metal or a wood plank? That's kind of interesting. All right, that's all of the heroes. Let's go and take a look at the enemies. This won't be too bad because there's not actually a lot of sculpts that are unique here. Wow. Okay, so as always is the case here, single sculpt. So definitely on the cheaper side to manufacture. One thing I really appreciate is how he's like walking out. In fact, his whole center of gravity is not in the center of the base. I appreciate that. It helps make the base doesn't seem like a frame and more of a thing to show around it. So really like the overhang here and stuff like that. The flow looks cool. It's very interesting. The arm here seems to get kind of lost to me, especially with the hand. The fingers whoop, just aren't working. And I see the same thing here. It looks like there's a mold line perhaps here or something. Maybe that's just the cuff. Either way, I'm not feeling the fingers here or here. I just don't think it quite looks great. Additionally, this is flat here, which is unfortunate. More unfortunate, though, is this huge flat area here. First of all, it would have been very easy to add some ripples here to make this more okay. Also, it would have been fine to sometimes, instead of just completely flat, you can angle it out so it still looks like it kind of dips in a little bit, and that can help sell it a lot. As this is now, it just looks stupid, in my opinion. I think that's a really, really bad way of showing it, and there is a nick on the runner here as well, where the plastic went in from the overall cast. Good detail, though. Alright, this is fun. I dig this. This is very Last of Us. I love the mushrooms. This would just be fun to paint. Again, very cheap sculpt. That's fine. Mold line's pretty obvious. That's okay. Love the pose of the feet. That's a nice touch. And the hands, I think, show up quite well, even pushed aside or to their sides like that. Looks like, at least for now, you're not getting any more than 4 per. So that's kind of nice. Love the kind of like open guts view here. Again, that cape looks super cool. Looks like a very World War II victim kind of thing, which I really dig. Again, with the awkward footing, I think that'll be pretty normal. And again, where the fingers coming out of the like kind of half-seized gloves, this makes it look kind of weird to me. And also with these fingers here, it looks like so much larger than this. Again, to me, it makes it look like the hand is not the same size. Now, I think painted, it could maybe work, but without the paint, I'm just not so sure. I'm not so sold on it. Love this one. Super cool. The snakes are cool. I really dig the dress. But again, this like super... everything is just kind of standing there. The only one I really felt that wasn't was this one. Everything else just seems like it's just kind of standing there because it can't be too dynamic, right? It has to be the single cast. I haven't seen a single multi-part, which is really kind of the industry norm at this point. So overall, while the detail's nice, and I think they're doing single cast very well, the single cast is definitely a negative point on this. It's just not something you're getting from really any of your competitors, except Come On will do a lot of those, and Monolith often will do a lot of those. But not all of them. They'll still have multiple parts. And this even has like hair that's filled in, like right here and right here. Yeah, that's, to me, that's pretty obvious. It feels it better on this side, but there's no texture there to really show it on this side. Love the little kind of noose rope still hanging there. This is kind of cool. They actually are slightly floating, but it's because they added this little smoke stuff here, which I dig. I'm okay with that. It even goes all the way up to the front. Painted, that would look awesome, I feel. All right, that's the kind of the main enemies here. And yeah, I really dig, I think, a lot of this. The hunched shoulders, I really appreciate. The hat, the worn out hat, I really like. They definitely have character, for sure, even if they're maybe a little drab in the pose. Or let's look at some of these bosses here. No, wait, we'll wait. We'll do the bosses, I think, at the very end. So we got a few more here. If I can get the lid off. Now this has a lot more repeats. You can see there are 2 whole rows of these dogs. 2 whole rows of each of these. These are probably the most common enemies you have. So you have the dog here on the hind legs. Very, very visible runner here. The chain looks pretty okay. I'm fine with the chain. The muscle looks great. Really do dig that. And it seems pretty sturdy too, which is kind of nice. These guys are big. They do have the mask hanging down. I think that's great. Love the tentacles coming out of the arm. That looks awesome. Again, this is flat and just doesn't look good. I think this could be angled in a little bit, or this kind of folded out. Either way, where it's at an angle, I think would do wonders there. And the heel of the shoe is really thick here. I mean, that's fine if that's what you're rolling with, but it's certainly less than this, right? So this, it looks like you have the shoe and almost 2 whole soles here, which is kind of weird. I don't know, it just seems kind of odd. Looks like he's almost wearing high heels. Kind of a weird choice, in my opinion. Love his shirt. Alright, last one of the enemies is this guy. Just a normal kind of security guard. He's got his baton out. He's definitely ready to go. His face is super creepy, though. He's definitely a evil monster that needs to die and be avoided, right? The hat rim, that looks good. I really do dig that. Love the hat. And look at that. A separate finger. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. That's great. Mad props. Okay, now let's look at the bosses. I'm going to start out with this little girl here. She is obviously like coming out of the fire here. Love the hair. The face is freaky. Love her dress as well. And yeah, it's just all sorts of weird that she's burning. She's very small, very unassuming. I actually like that though. I think that's pretty cool. Look at this other small one actually. So this is a little kind of creepy kid on a tricycle with a gun. I really dig that. Very Chucky-ish with the overalls and stuff like that, which is just again a lot of fun, I feel. And I really do like the wheels or the tires on that. All right, let's go to Tall now. He's bent over here. Looks kind of like the boogeyman in what is it, Conjuring 2. What is his name? I don't know. It's like the little animated thing they have. Maybe even a little Babadookish. Really like the split all the way down on his coat there. That's a nice little touch. Love the face. Love the hair and the hat. And again, the rim on the hat looks awesome. Overall, this is just a fun one. I dig this. Perhaps a little flat here when it comes to the umbrella. But overall, oh man, look at the pointy shoes too. That's a fun character. Alright, not fun. Chainsaw Man. No, not the anime. This guy. Very, very hillbilly-esque. Oh my gosh, he's naked. He's wearing that, his butt's hanging out. That's so funny. I was not expecting that. Also, he has a peg leg. This is a great mini. I'm going to have to show my wife this. She's going to get such a kick out of this one. That is hilarious. A peg leg and butt hanging out. Oh my goodness. That's great. Oh man, that is just shot up to my favorite mini so far. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so his sleeves there and his hands over here holding this snake. Very, very cool. I dig that. And again, the hat looks great. Really love this rim on the hat. And yeah, overall, I'd say okay. This finger is a little weird. It's a little flat and long, but it is hanging out on the cane quite well. This little alligator thing is also a lot of fun. I really dig that. And it's not something I think you notice really right off the bat, but if you were painted this, you would see the snake, you would see the alligator just so distinct. I think that'll be really, really cool. All right, we have a few more large bosses. So let's go and take a look at the 4 large bosses here. You have this warp gate, essentially, a Cthulhu gate where bad things are coming out. I really like the ripples. I like that. I like the little bits coming out. Let's see how it's coming out, going in and then coming out again. That's neat to see. I dig that. I don't know what this is. It looks kind of like a hand, which is kind of weird. Love the skull. Love the, those little fingers there and stuff like that too. Spine. Oh my goodness. Yeah, looks wild. Look at this guy. This like Wendigo kind of guy. Super cool. Look how huge he is. I mean, just here. Let's take a normal guy here. I mean, he is just big, right? This is actually pretty legit of a size. I mean, because he's all scrunched up like this. He looks spindly and all that. I really dig this. Just overall, I think this whole thing is super cool. Really do like it. Maybe some more texture on the horns, and that's it. That is awesome. All right, here is a Big Daddy. Right, this is definitely a Bioshock-esque kind of thing, or esque kind of thing. The muscle definition is insane. Really do dig that. That is hardcore. Yeah, the whole suit is super cool. The fist thing is super cool. I really like that one. And then last but not least is this guy, which again is also fun. Love the kind of the cage. I think it's cool. I'm trying to remember what the original render showed. I felt like it showed something in here besides smoothness. I don't know what I'm going to paint all the smoothness. You see some stuff hanging out of there, but I think really, at least at the start, there was more, I want to say, than just what's showing here. But it's still overall cool design. Love the like boils and rips and tears in his skin, and how his badge is now pinned directly onto his chest. as opposed to his jacket, which he's overgrown. Yeah, just really dig. This looks super silly to me. Just the square, non-sharp little hook thing. But, you know, whatever. Okay, so that's that. We do have the Criminally Insane, and then we'll be done. So let's do that. Again, this is just a character pack that I believe came with it. It's a lot of it, I believe, is just like stretch goals and stuff, really. Alright, let's see. Criminally Insane. 6 extra playable characters. That's fun. I dig that. And they're like fun characters too, which I also really dig. They had a DC one I was so tempted to get, but the price for the minis I think was actually kind of high. And seeing the quality of the minis now, not that it's bad quality per se, it's just cheap quality. I am actually totally okay not getting it. So, you know, at the end of the day, am I going to play all that anyway? I don't know. Okay, so we have this Ash kind of guy here. I really dig this. I think Bruce Campbell would approve of this character. Really do dig it. That chainsaw looks pretty wild. The little hair swirl, all that looks good. Yeah, I dig it. Alright, this one you really need to let it snow or let it go or something like that. Again, here, do you see this angle here? Where it's like angled? I actually really dig that. I think it's angled just because this comes out though, which isn't exactly ideal either. Alright, next up, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. We have this girl. This is one of the more dynamic ones. Again, single sculpt, right? Still made on the cheap. But holding her little dress, kicking out, hand waved high, smiling even. I love it. Alright, then we have this one here, which is super cool. I love the lightsaber. That's just a lot of fun. Oh man, he's boldly going where no one has gone before. Wait, that's the wrong one. This one, again, also cool. Love the hair. That is awesome. The feet coming out on either end, all that's cool and fine. Really like the overall style that this one has. That's a lot. And a Harry Potter-like kid. Love the glasses. I think that's awesome. The tree branch with the leaves on it is hilarious. Yeah, again, another fun one. I really dig it. Alright, I'm going to go through the cards. You guys saw cards and how they work. That's fine. That is it. That is what I got for Lobotomy 2. There was a whole bunch of add-ons for more characters, mostly, that you could get. And but otherwise, yeah, that's it. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask. Link down below is that fundraiser. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for an awesome 2022. Look forward to the next year, covering a whole lot more awesome games. Alright, take care, guys. Bye.